Okay, welcome everybody to the second session for today. We should have rolled out the royal blue carpet for none other than the reigning queen of dancehall, Grace LaToya Hamilton, better known as Spice. I just heard that she is here and she is on her way to the Reggae University, so she should be here in 1 or 2 minutes. In the meantime, let me quickly introduce the team. On the far right from my side, or for you it's the far left. It's Pierre Tosi from Bologna, writer and reggae broadcaster whose Soul Shakedown Party radio show is also aired weekly at Hits 92 FM in Jamaica. Next to him is David Cates from London, writer, DJ, author of Solid Foundation and People Funny Boy, the biography of Lee Scratch Perry. Just left, it's Ellen Lily Curlings now, and I'm Pete Lilly. We are both editors of Rototom magazine. And I think she's here. Yeah. Yes. All in blue. Welcome the reigning queen of dancehall, Spice. So Spice doesn't need a long introduction. I guess most of you have seen her last night tear down the main stage. Her career spans over 25 years. It started from humble beginnings and went straight to the throne for the queen of the dancehall. Before we start to take a closer look at your career, I would like to tell us what is your understanding of dancehall and how has it changed over the last 25 or more years since you started?
For my understanding of dancehall is not just the music, it's our culture, it's our food, it's the people, it's the energy, it's the connection that we have from Jamaica. So it's like an embodiment. A lot of people don't know that the word dancehall is not just the music, it's also a place where people go to dance, and that's where the name created from. That's why it's called dance hall. So it has a lot to do with dancing and having fun and just living free. So when you go to dancehall, if you've never been to a dancehall in Jamaica, it's about seeing the jerk pan, the soup outside, the vibe that you get, the energy of the people. The dress code has a lot to do with dancehall too, because that's a way to identify it. The bright color here, that's why I'm always in a blue here, because it's a part of the culture, it's a part of dancehall. The mesh marina, the short shorts, the big gold earring, it's also an expression. It's the vibe of the people. So I just feel like the word dancehall embodies not just the music, but also the culture of Jamaica.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
And as the queen of the dancehall, which is, as you said, a culture, a whole world by itself, what does it mean to you to be like at the head of the whole thing? And does it imply like any obligations, or what comes with it?
It comes with a lot of obligation. And for me, what it means to be the queen of dancehall, it's a powerful title because there's so many talented female from Jamaica. So to be considered as the queen or the head of an entire genre and a country, that's a big thing on my shoulder. So for me, I don't take it lightly. I've been in the business for 25 years. I started when I was young. It's not because I'm old. I started as a teenager, as a little girl. So I started so long. So I've watched the evolution of dancehall. And so for me, being the queen of dancehall, it just means that I have conquered a lot in Jamaica and within the dancehall space, because it takes smart work, consistency, a lot of great input, talent, super talent, to be considered as the queen of Jamaica. So I don't take it lightly. It definitely means a lot to me. And I thank the people who have given me that title, because it wasn't an overnight title. It's something that I have planted the seeds for 25 years to now be sitting here to say, I am now the queen of the dancehall. So big up to, when I speak on that title, I like to speak on the woman who started the foundation, who paved the way for me, who gave me the reason to even be considered now as the Queen of Dancehall. So I like to speak on, you know, the people who paved the way. So big up to Sister Nancy and Sister Charmaine, Patra, Lady Saw. The list is so long. Marcia Griffiths and all the other pioneers who started it, that I could be sitting here to say I'm the Queen of Dancehall. Big respect to the foundation.
Yeah, to honor the Queen of Dancehall, we want to play a song by the same name. By
okay.
Queen of Dancehall.
Welcome to dancehall in a Jamaica. Body rider, mesh marina. Big gold chain and me chaparita. Queen of dancehall, me the back up in ya. Diamond stocks.
Turn it up, man, turn it up.
Push up in a palm with 5 finger. Magnum in a me hand with me ear bright color. Body a bounce like ball. Me a the queen of the dancehall. Bounce up a body pan the ground like ball. Me a the queen of the dancehall. Body a bounce like ball. Me a the queen of the dancehall. Bounce up a body pan the ground like ball. Me a the queen of the dancehall. The queen back pan the throne, coulda never be the throne. Body lift up like Joan, titty stiff up like cone. Play with the like phone of me black skin tone. Me a bounce up me body, but this girl inna the zone. Body cock up inna this, come me the back up inna this. Your man a jack up inna this, two a wheel lock up inna this. Look how me rock up inna this, stick like a clock up inna this. Pony no slack up inna this. That's why me.
You're chatting kind of fast, so maybe you can enlighten the people what you're saying in the song.
It's funny how you chose. Oh. It's funny how you played that song, because that song kind of tied together what I was explaining when I was saying dancehall. I started it by saying, welcome to dancehall in a Jamaica, the Batty Rider, the Mesh Marina, the big gold chain and the chaparita, Queen of Dancehall, me the back up in ya. You know, it's really describing the dancehall. So earlier on when I was speaking on dancehall and what it means, and speaking on the culture, the dress code, the food, the ambience, the place, the song Queen of Dancehall kind of is describing the scenery. So if you've never been to Jamaica, if you listen to the song, it's kind of explaining what it's like in the lyrics. Most of it, because if it's patois, some people might not understand it, but if you know Jamaica and the culture, that's really what that song is talking about.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I would like to go way back to kind of follow the journey that,
sure.
You know, that made you Queen of the Dancehall. So you come from Portmore.
Yes, Old Britain, Portmore.
Maybe you can tell us a bit what life was like for you as a child and how music kind of became a crucial part of your life.
Oh, absolutely. So me, I'm from Old Britain, Cressy Lane, Portmore. And I come from humble beginnings. I grew up in a community called Cressy Lane, where I used to live with my parents. Unfortunately, the man who introduced me to music is my father, and he died when I was only 9 years old. May his soul rest in peace. He was a Rasta, and so he used to love Bob Marley. He used to love, you know, Professor Nuts, and he used to play a lot of Bob Marley songs in the house. And because I love food, he used to tell me to sing the songs, and he'll give me extra dumpling in my plate and extra food. So I used to be singing and reciting the lyrics to all of these reggae Bob Marley songs and, you know, Professor Nuts song. And he started to discover that I not only was singing for food, but there was a talent there. And so he started to tell me, you're a star. My daughter's a star. She's going to be a big artist. And he used to walk in the neighborhood in Portmore and just basically be boasting that I'm a star. At that point, at my age, I didn't even know what is he talking about. What's a star? I thought it was something in the sky. So my father really used to inspire me and push me to sing. And that's where I discovered music. after that, when I left, I started to go into school. I started to sing on the choir. I used to go to St. Catherine High School. I'm a past student, big up to St. Catherine High School as well. And I used to just always be leading the choir, leading devotion, entering festivals in Jamaica. I used to enter JCDC festivals, and I'm always coming out the winner. I won a lot of gold medals for like the schools, and so my talent was obvious since early. So when I was in high school, what I used to do, I used to turn what the teachers used to teach me into songs. So I used to be singing educational lyrics when I was in school. So whenever they taught us, I used to turn them into songs and I used to sing them. So I find that the entire school used to come to my class to learn the songs so that they could pass their exams, because I used to knock the decks and a DJ and I sing the songs, them like, you know? And so I became popular in school. And I was super, super popular in school. So one of my friends, she knew the promoter for a big festival that's called Sting Festival. Now, Sting Festival, that can either make you or break you, because they will boo you off the stage. They will throw bottles at you if you're not good. And Sting Festival is where, like, the Ninja Man and the Shabba Ranks and the Super Cat, they all grew up on that festival. So she introduced me to the promoter, and she was like, I have a friend in school. She bad. She have lots of lyrics. You got to let her perform and sing. But I was super, super young in high school, so he never believed. And so he tell me to sing, and I started singing. And he said, no, man, you're bad for true. Bad meaning good, okay? In Jamaica, if we say you're bad, that means you're good. So he was like, no, you're bad. And he kept on giving me the opportunity. And every time he tell me to sing about something, I would sing about it. And so he realized I was super talented, because I've been doing it since, you know, I was home from my father. He used to train me. And then I got the opportunity to perform at Sting. If you get the time, you can look on YouTube. When I see it, sometimes I get emotional over it. Sting 2000. I went on the stage. I got called back 3 to 4 times. I was mashing up the show without no hit song. And that's how Spice was born. A lot of people don't know that. It wasn't a hit song that really birthed Spice. I was born from DJing on stage, performing lyrical, you know, songs. And I just became popular because of my adaptability to perform so very well on stage, which is why I'm also not just the queen of dancehall, but also the queen of stage, because that's how I was raised in Jamaica, to be performing on stage without a hit song. So that's really a little bit of the journey of coming into music. And then, you know, I was a Christian, and I used to listen to gospel songs when I was growing up, and I don't know what happened along the way. Something happened, and then I just became like, you know, very lewd.
Earlier you mentioned a few females that were before you, but still at that time, 2000, it was still, you had to be brave to, as a female, even as anybody has to be brave to go on a Sting stage, but as a female, I guess, even more. So what was it like for you as a teenager to enter this male-dominated dancehall world?
That's a good question. So obviously, yes, I was super nervous at the time when I was entering back in 2000, back in 1999. And I must also elaborate and speak on Bounty Killer. Big up Rodney Price. He's the first person to hand me a microphone in my community. So they had this stage show that was happening in the community, and I just went up on the stage because I wanted the opportunity to perform. And my father used to bring me around the community, so people in the community knew that I could DJ, I could have this talent. And so there was this big show. I went on stage, and Bounty Killer, everybody know he's very aggressive. He's like, clear the stage, me don't want nobody on my stage. And I went up as a little girl, and he was like, what is your name? I'm gonna say, me name Spice. And funny enough, that was my very first time going on a stage. And it ended up into a lyrical clash, where he started clashing me and Power Man, and I think Nitty Kochi and a couple other people was there. I also have the audio from that, which I'm super, super like shocked to know that as a teenager I was clashing with Bounty Killer and Power Man, and that was the first time I entered stage. And I think all of what happened when I was younger kind of molded me and shaped me into the artist that I am, because I grew up so fearless. Because at that time I went home and nobody could tell me different. I was just the baddest thing ever, because I just clashed with Power Man and Bounty Killer for the first time in my career. So that's just a little bit about how it started in the community for me.
Yeah, I think Ninja Man was also an early
Yes.
mentor. I saw a video where he says, "Where's the
Yes.
Mud Girls?"
Ninja Man. So later on, when I started to, discover my talent and wanted to become a part of dancehall, I started to go around to different shows and festivals. And so Ninja Man, Bounty Killer, Baby Sham, they all have a hand in my early career because Ninja Man used to call me on stage. So I remember I was telling you, I used to be performing even before I had a hit song. Ninja Man used to call me up on stage and I used to just DJ lyrics, freestyle, turn around people's song, and I used to mash up the place, and that's how I became famous. Became famous without a hit song to the point where I was even on tour without a hit song because I was hired to perform in England on tour, and that's how I met Baby Sham. And I was on tour with Baby Sham and he was like, I know you're lyrical and you're bad and everything and you're on tour, but you need to record a song. And I'm like, I don't even know how to record a song. I just know how to DJ live freestyle lyrics. And he's like, I'm going to introduce you to Dave Kelly. And that's how I got introduced from Baby Sham to Dave Kelly. He said, when we get off tour in England and we go back to Jamaica, I'm going to introduce you to Dave Kelly. And that's where I got my hit song. Me's a girl, me no fight over man. From a little bit of just summertime. And that was my first hit song when I was introduced to Dave Kelly.
Yeah, actually, you went a bit faster. We wanted to play the very first song that you did for Dave Kelly.
Me miserable, so me have to complain. Tired of the man, them will live off a name. Get true life to them have little fame. You better can't fuck for your name or your name. Cause anyhow, you can't use your rake and you can't manage you when me bend down and shake. Me gone, me gone, me gone, me gone. And anyhow, you can't touch me there and you can't make me ball and pop out me here. Me gone, me gone, me gone, me gone. Me tired of the man where give minute and done. Now me tired of the fool them where you forget bun. Now me tired of some man where you beat off them gum and I walk all night and can't make me come. Eh, real bad man don't think you run when me squint it and turn it.
I see you doing your good research. This is good research.
Yeah, there was Complain on the Pretty rhythm, I think.
Pretty rhythm.
Dave Kelly is pretty much synonymous for 90s dancehall. He was like the producer in that decade. So what was it like for a young girl who didn't have any recording experience to work with the man?
Oh, that was the first producer that made me cry. Oh, Dave Kelly is such a perfectionist. Super meticulous. I remember thinking I was like the baddest thing lyrically because I used to DJ live on stage and I used to mash up the place, and from I was so young, so I went into his recording session just so confident and thinking, yeah man, I'm bad, I have this, I'm just go in there and DJ and mash it up and yeah, I'm gonna come out. But then when he put me down and he wanted me to deliver on key and he wanted me to deliver the words a certain way, it was so hard for me. I didn't even know that it was so difficult to record a song. And I remember not getting it to perfection as how Dave Kelly wanted it, and I started crying. And Baby Sham was like, no man, I'm pretty. And that's how the name Pretty came about. He said, no man, I'm pretty, you got this. So it was so different and from me just delivering on stage live than actually going to record, especially with a Dave Kelly who is such a perfectionist. So that's one of the great memories that I take from him, that I also took to my now present career, because I remember recording with Shaggy for my Grammy-nominated album, and when I went into his studio, how he was impressed with how I can record easily and on key and certain things that I know, but it was at a tender age where Dave Kelly recorded me back in the days and was able to teach me certain things that mold me into the great recording artist that I am today.
You mentioned clashing, which is like a huge thing in dancehall. I mean, big stage shows like Sting, you know, they can't go on without a proper clash, a lyrical clash. And I think you have been in a couple. It's Sting and...
I've been in a lot.
too. But in general, what did it take, like, you know, talking about clash and competition, what did it take to become the queen of the dancehall? Like, I guess everybody kind of compete to be at the top.
What did it take? Smart work. I would definitely say smart work. A lot of people say it's hard work, but I always remind you not to work hard, work smart. So I would say it took a lot of smart work. It took a lot of uniqueness as well. Trying to be different and not really trying to be like anyone else. Like, I built a brand that sometimes I look at it like a superhero. When I put on my blue hair and my costumes and my clothes and I go out there and I'm Spice, that's like a brand that I built. I'm able to take that brand off and go home and be a mother and become Grace Hamilton to my children. So what I feel like kind of helped me to catapult at the top of the genre was just me being unique and different. I created this brand. She wears blue hair. The way how she dresses is different. The things that she does on stage. I bring props on stage. Like back in the days, if you go again and look, there's recordings of me bringing animals on stage when I'm performing. I bring out a horse. I come out on a bike. I just
donkey.
Always.
Donkey?
He said a donkey. Yes, I did. I did bring a donkey to sting. So I feel like I was very different. And I think all of that comes with Jamaican culture. We are very different people. We express ourselves loudly as well and very different. That kind of grasps people to pay attention. So if I walk into a room, just like I'm in this room right now, I'm probably the only one in here with blue hair. I see red hair. But I'm always trying to just be different, and I think that has helped me. So it has a lot to do with the craft, the uniqueness, the presence on stage is always like 100. I give the people 100 when they come out to see me. I'm always performing great. The songs are unique. My sound is also unique. The way I dress is different from everyone else. I think it is the whole package that I put together that really has helped me to gain that title, Queen of Dancehall.
All right, thank you. Yeah, let us listen to one song that played a big part in, that you became the queen of.
At the teacher.
And that's right.
Every man grab a girl.
And every girl grab a man.
Man to man, girl to girl, that's wrong.
Condemn.
All when a night, you feel like sun hot when you're coming on my ramping shot.
Make sure you know if you walk and not chat.
Hey, me kill got longer than me Nike. Tell me what you like. You want me try or you want to ride like a bike?
Well, you have to hard, no for life. Damage it for spite, not the cock tight.
So put my foot it on the left, can you take it on the right?
Them are ripes, the man the foot in his right.
What appetite? Every get a bite.
My man a fi go seat me and him a fi go fight. Call me a fi wine pon the like this. Cartel spin me like a satellite dish.
Deal with you like me crushing iris. Spice, I never love up like this.
You are my mister.
You are my miss.
Kill me with it.
Kill me with the darkness. And when you whisper something like this,
I can't stop loving you.
Yeah, Romping Shop with Vibes Cartel. It cost quite a steer in 2008. I remember
Yes.
the whole of Jamaica was going crazy over that song.
Absolutely.
Some positively, some not so positive. What
Yes.
memories do you have of that song and how it came about?
Yes. First of all, before I even talk about Romping Shop, big up the King of Dancehall, Vibes Cartel. One King. How Romping Shop came about. I like to start with telling about how we were in Guyana doing a performance in the National Stadium. Vibes Cartel and I was on the lineup. So many people came out to that show that the promoter asked us if we could stay back another day to do another show in the same stadium the following day because of the amount of people that was outside. In being there in Guyana, we started talking, and we always knew that we have the same fan base. The man them love Vibes Cartel, the man them love me too, the females and the younger audience, and I expressed of wanting to do a song with him. And him said, Mama, yeah man, that would be nice. As soon as we reach back at Jamaica, we're gonna find the song, and we're gonna put it together, we're gonna do the song. Always getting a lot of promises in music, never really think much of it. But I went back home and him called me the next day. I said, Mama, I'm find it. And I was like, really? That was quick. And he invited me to come up to the studio. And I went to the studio. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not even sure if I shared this before. But since we're here and you want to know how it came about. When I went to the studio, Vybz Kartel, he wrote the song. I gave him all the props for coming up with the idea for Ramping Shop and writing it and everything. My two little words, trust me. When I went there, he had the slow beat and it was just very melodic and moving, and he was like singing the chorus. He was like, coming I'm a Ramping Shop. But the Vybz Kartel that I know, he used to DJ lyrical very fast, like, bad man, look man, chuku man, bop, 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 bop. So that's what I went to expect. I wanted to dance and da-da-da-da-da. And I said, no, man, Mama, this what I gotta do. In my head, I'm like, but it's slow or slower than what I was expecting. But him said, trust me, we're gonna do it on the beat, yeah? Because Neo's song was out on that beat. And he was like, you know, it's hot now and ray. And I was just trusting him because, you know, I'm a lyrical genius. So I said, all right then, if you have the idea, we're going to work with it. So I was trusting him, but I wasn't too sure about the song. I wasn't so sure 100% about Ramping Shop. But I delivered it, believing that Vybz Kartel was so super talented. And so I just went in there with my best and just delivered it. And when the final product of that song was done and I listened to it, I was like, wow, this is a song. And him say, we'll drop it tomorrow. I'm say, what? Believe me, that is the quickest song I've ever recorded, the quickest song that has ever blown up for me. Just the quickest in everything. We did the song, he said I released it the next day, and he was like, we need to have pictures to put the song out, like a cover. And I was like, okay, the cover was shot the next day and the song was out, and by the following day, I think my life changed. Honestly, like within 24, like maybe 48 hours, my entire career changed. And even when Vybz Kartel was incarcerated for 13 years, I showed my loyalty to him by going everywhere in the world and just repeatedly saying, free the world boss, chanting it, walking with his pictures, and people didn't understand it. But it's a sense of loyalty when it comes on to Vybz Kartel that I travel with, because I remember even when I did that song, I wasn't the most popular artist, but that song changed my life immediately, effective immediately when I recorded it. So big up to Ramping Shop, that's my baby.
The song caused the Jamaican Broadcasting Commission to start a ban on certain words and things, like certain music couldn't be played on the radio anymore, and it really steered some waves in the Jamaican public, I think.
That song also brought me to the House of Parliament to speak to our Prime Minister at the time, because it caused a lot of eruption in Jamaica because of the words that was in the song. It got banned from the Jamaica Broadcasting Commission, and I had to go there just to represent for dancehall and the culture, because a lot of people don't know dancehall is different from reggae. While reggae is more cultural, dancehall is obviously more explicit. It's a more louder genre. So I had to fight for dancehall when Ramping Shop came out so that they would have banned the song. And even though they wanted to ban it, or they did indeed ban the song, it didn't stop the giant success from Ramping Shop. So yes, I was fighting with the Jamaica Broadcasting Commission back in 2009 and 2008.
And you already said it, you have a good relationship to Vybz Kartel, I guess.
Absolutely.
Friendship. You did another song with him, Conjugal Visit, while he was incarcerated.
Yes.
How did that even come about? I mean, you couldn't be together at the microphone.
Well, I heard him speak on interviews that he used to record while he was incarcerated. And so the song was sent to me with his part, and just for me to fill in my parts, and that's exactly what I did, and then it was just another huge success. I feel like because Vybz Kartel and I, we both come from humble beginnings. We both come from Portmore. Earlier on, you asked where I was from. He's also from Portmore, Waterford. So we have this undeniable chemistry because we knew each other before we were famous. And so I feel like every time we come together, collab, whether it's on stage or in the studio, because we have this undeniable chemistry, it's always going to make a smash. And that's what happened. We did Rampage Shop and it was successful. And again, we did Conjugal Visit and it was also a huge success.
Yeah, and the song is on the So Me Like It EP from 2014, from which I would like to play another song because it's just so hilarious. It's Like a Man.
Now, Spice, we all know that this is a male-dominated business. As a top female artist, do you think that females get the ratings they deserve in this industry?
You think them would rate me more? If more was a man, I did I drop the hardcore E. You think them would rate me more? If I say, hey, you girl, go fuck on the floor. Alright then, make me DJ like a man. Girl wine pon the beat, or this if you boom pan. Every girl a wine and I go down. I know you want. Girl wine like a cartel, I sing this a song. Hey girl, broke out inna the middle, yeah. Sexy wine, cool it, crowd ya jaw. Go down pon the ground and shake your body jaw. Like a man, me a flash me lighter. So cool me start get X-rated and raw. Tell us so good if you want, cause I hear for jaw. Boy, you tongue I hear one, do what you want, do ya. Any girl no like, tell him suck them mother. If me DJ like cartel and I spit enough rhyme. Get bad like Bounty and Ninja one time. Bleach out, tattoo me eye like alkaline. Then answer me, let me sing.
I guess you were kind of hoarse after you recorded. Yeah, can you tell us what the song is about and what were the reactions, especially by men?
This is one of my most favorite songs, especially when I was creating it. This song is called Like a Man. There was a stage in my career where I was doing everything perfect. I had a lot of hit songs. I was like one of the best stage performer from Jamaica. Everything was perfect. But Jamaica is a male-dominated business, so most people, they only talk about like the male artist, and they would only probably highlight the male artist. And so there was a part in my career was I like, wow, I started to think about if I was a male artist, if I would get the highlights that the male artists get sometimes when we go to shows and certain respect that they get, if it would be different. And then it started to show, you know, I could prove it sometimes, even when we go to different shows and the things that happen and the things that male would get versus female, or how they will treat the male versus female. And so the comparison was there. And so I remember thinking, again, I remember telling you how unique I am with delivering certain things when it comes on to being in the music business. I said, I'm going to dress like a man to deliver this message, to say, hey, I'm over here. Do I need to look like this or dress like this to get the respect that you give to these male artists and don't want to give it to us, the women, and give us the respect, even when we are working even harder than some of the male artists in the business? So I wrote this song and I recorded it. It's called Like a Man, where I'm kind of doing a comparison analysis and delivered it dressed like a man. DJing and trying to make my voice sound like a man, to say, you think them would rate me more if I was a man and did that drop it hardcore? And again, it was shocking because people, I did get their attention, and I think the message was delivered and it was also received to say, wow, you know, Spice is bad, she's lyrical, she's at top of her game, she performs well, she's doing everything great. And I think after that is when I really start to get the respect that I deserve in the dancehall space after I did that song. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of people, when they think of Spice, they think of slackness, of sexy dancing and all this, but you also have really, like, quite, how should I say, social commentary, which Like a Man is also in a way. Another one was on the mixtape Captured in 2018. Ain and me happened to be at Tough Gong Studio when you launched the mixtape. With quite a media stunt, I have to say, like it was a social media stunt. You performed, well, not a mask, you had heavy makeup in your face. Maybe we listen to the song first that I'm referring to. It's called Black Hypocrisy, and then we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you expect me to say.
but I'ma go ahead and say it anyway. 'Cause I was told I would reach further if the color of my skin was lighter, and I was made to feel inferior. 'Cause society say brown girls prettier. I love the way me look, me love me pretty black skin. Respect due to me strong melanin. Proud of my color, love the vibes that I'm in. Gun racism, demolish colorism. But the things when you ever say you might not even love me back. I get hate from my own race, yes, that's a fact. 'Cause the same black people, them say I'm too black. And if you bleach out your skin, them same one come a chat. Well, since you say that I'm too black for you, I please you, do I look how you want me to? Now I'm gonna see if you're gonna say I'm too brown for you. Or do I look pretty to you? Black people hypocrisy.
So who did you address the song to, and what did you want to bring across?
Black hypocrisy was specifically addressed to black people. There's something in my community called colorism, where I'm from Jamaica, and I feel like black people, even now, the comments that we would make towards each other, like black women would be hating on each other. The comments are harsh. Even with me being in the music industry, I remember black women telling me that I'm stupid because I need to bleach to get a lighter color so I can be accepted more across the world. Because within the music industry, people make it seem like you have to have a certain color in order to make it big in the music. And I just wanted to remind them that I'm not going to change my color or ever change who I am, and I'm always going to stay as this beautiful black woman that I am, and I'm going to remain true to myself. And I'm still going to make it big in the music industry. And so when I wrote this song, I specifically wrote it to those black women who was telling me to bleach my skin, the ones that was bleaching their skin, the ones that was commenting bad. And I remember when I put this song out, the comment in that song where I was saying in the song, them say me black till me shine, till me look dirty, and it's the only line in life that will ever hurt me, because it never come from a Caucasian, trust me. This a black colorism, big hypocrisy. It was a black woman who went under my page and she said, I'm so black till I'm shine. And I was reminding her that I have so many Caucasian fans across the world, and they've never said that to me. They've never ever looked at me and say, oh, you're so black. And to hear it from my own black people, that hurts. And I had to write the song because it was so needed. And when I was delivering the song to them, I used makeup to put onto my face to appear to be lighter, to show them that this is how you want me to look, to accept me, to make it big in the music, because I was doing a protest and I wanted to have their undivided attention, and I wanted to also show them how hypocritical they are, because believe me, when I put the makeup on my face to appear lighter like I had bleached my skin, the black people who were saying I should bleach was like, she's so stupid, she really bleached her skin, why would she do this? And I got them real good, because it was showing how hypocritical we are to each other sometimes and how harsh we are on each other. So it was definitely to create awareness to colorism, because it's something that is plagiarized our community, and it still plagiarizes our community to this day, where people feel like you have to have a certain look to make it big in the music industry. And that's why every day I tell people how grateful I am, how thankful I am for their support, supporting me as a black woman, and proving to people that I can make it being true to myself, and I will remain true to myself and who I am. So thank you very much for all your support, and continue to buy the music.
Only for hot gal in the place. Them want to wind them ways. Tell them forward in a ace. But the bang bang embrace, yeah.
Early morning low, she get it good from she rise. But put it on so good and make she shake all she ties. Smile upon her face, me know she pleased with this eyes.
Can I get up and wine a little bit? Let me wine a little bit. Go down there. Go down there. Go down there. Ah! Go down there. Go down there. Okay, let's behave now.
Wine for your good, make sweat a drip off of me body, yeah. Oh, you're full of chatter, you can keep up with me energy. What a epic night of it, embedded in your memory. Little bubble up, it treat it like a felony.
What you gonna do when there is nobody that do it better than this reggae guy? I can do this every morning, every evening.
Yeah, we couldn't have you on the panel and not play one of your biggest songs, I think. I don't know, is it your biggest song, like commercially?
Go Down There is commercially my biggest song. Has the biggest streaming song from my album Tim that was Grammy nominated for the past 5 years in dancehall. So I'm super, super happy for that as well.
Yeah, so can you tell us how this, like, it's a super combination with the three biggest artists in dancehall, how this came about?
Big up to Shaggy. I like to refer to him as my hero because he literally just kind of saved my life and, you know, metamorphosized my career at the point when I really needed it. I remember being at home and I was like, I'm just at the top of my genre. I was already Queen of Dancehall. People have this expectation. They always want something new. And I remember reaching out to Shaggy and I said, hey, I want to get into the studio with you so that we can make some music and whatever. And he was like, yeah, for sure. I'm in New York right now. You can come to New York and we can vibe some song. At the time when I was reaching out to him, I was in a contract with VP Records that I was in for 10 years. A lot of people don't know I was stuck in a contract for 10 years. I couldn't seem to get out of the contract. And I literally took that problem and threw it on Shaggy's shoulder and I said, you kind of big in the game. Here it is. And he was like, you know, I'll produce your album and we can just do some songs and this is how we're going to do it. So I went to the studio when he invited me and the song was already laid out, like he was doing the words and I was like, you gotta say the words, like go down there, like let the girls know what to do. And I was like, this is the song I want to do. I want to do this song with you. And he was like, really? And I was like, yes. We recorded Go Down There and Sean Paul was not yet on the song. So the song was just me and Shaggy. And I was there and I'm very bold, I'm very brave. You should know that already. I'm there and I'm thinking, how impactful it would be because we have these two legends that we've never heard collab on a song before. You hear Shaggy and Sean Paul and they're the two highest selling big legends in dancehall, but we've never heard a collaboration with them before. So I'm there thinking how magical it would be because I already have one legend. First of all, it was very easy to work with Shaggy, and I thought it was difficult. So when I reached out to him and him invited me to the studio and we found the song and we recorded it, it was just very easy and it was done. So I was like, wait, if it was so easy to get to Shaggy, I wonder if I can get to Sean Paul too. So when Shaggy recorded his part, I was like, Shaggy, you and Sean Paul never do a song together. Can I send this song to him and have him put a verse? And he was like, whoa, he never thought about that. And I was like, it would be amazing. And so I sent it to Sean Paul, you know, not even thinking there any expectation. I was like, Sean Paul, bro, you know, I just did this song with Shaggy. I think it would be fitting for you. Put a verse on it, bad. Listen to it and tell me what you think. Now, when I sent that song to Sean Paul, I said, listen to it and tell me what you think. The next day, I got a verse from Sean Paul on the song. So I knew there and then that he heard what I heard the very first time I heard the beat, because that's how music works. And the moment Sean Paul sent me his verse the following day, I knew I had a hit immediately. Well, even before, because just the thought of putting those two legends together, something that has never been done before, I already knew that it was going to be a magical moment. So that's really how it came about. So big up to Shaggy for orchestrating the starting of that whole song.
Thank you. Before we open it up for the audience to put some questions to you, I would like to ask again a kind of a more general question about dancehall. As I said before, you are known for various topics that you touch upon in your lyrics, but of course you're most known for the more explicit songs.
That's because that's the one they like.
That Jamaicans call slackness. Maybe you can explain the role that sexuality plays in dancehall and how you make use of that.
The role that sexuality plays, I feel like dancehall is more widely known for the gyrating of the waistline. And so you'll find people singing about dancing, and sexual content will come about because dancehall, when you think about dancing and a male dancing with a woman and gyrating of the waist, that's the words that come to you. You think about someone like, you think about someone dancing together, so the sexual content is going to put those words into a song where you can emphasize and feel like, you know, you're dancing to that type of beat. So dancehall has a lot to do with whining. And in whining, you think about sexual content. And I think that's why most of the time when a lot of us doing dancehall, it's always the whining and the sexual content and stuff, because people don't understand. If you want to hear cultural music, that's why you have reggae and you have dancehall. Reggae more focused on the cultural, the love of the people, the love of the music, the Rastafarian and all of that. But dancehall deal with hardcore dancing, gyrating of the waistline, and sexual content. Whether we like it or not, that's dancehall.
And I notice, especially when female artists like you do slack lyrics, it's mostly the females in the audience that scream the loudest.
Right. So they love it.
Yeah.
And that's a good point that I want to elaborate on, because for me, I have done a lot of songs. Like, my catalog is so diverse. You know, I even have songs with Jimmy Cliff. I have so many songs. I have songs with Pinchers. I did a gospel song on my album, Mirror 25. When you leave here, please to go listen to my album, Mirror 25, that I just released. It is so diverse. I have a song on it called Ex-Boyfriend that is not explicit. I have a song called Mirror that is speaking on, you know, loving ourselves, melanated black women. I have so many songs that has nothing to do with sexual content. And I've done a lot of very diverse songs, and the catalog is so big with the songs that has nothing to do with the sexual content. Unfortunately, my biggest hit songs are the ones that has the sexual content, which means if you're, let me turn this way now too, which means if we be honest, it's the people that is embracing the sexual content and making those ones a hit song, and not me, because I'm putting out the clean one. And if you go on YouTube, So Me Like It, which is one of the slackest one, has millions of views. And then the gospel song has the least views. So it's you guys, not me.
What I was heading at was also, since it's obviously the females that especially like those kind of songs coming from you, maybe not when a guy does it, maybe it's not so much the females cheering.
Yes.
Does it also have maybe an empowering effect for women to listen to another woman talk about sexuality in her way?
I think it's empowering to women, obviously. And I think because me as a woman, I know what I would want to be done to me or how I would want to feel. So when I say the words, it's easier for a woman to be able to relate to it. So if I say, you know, wine and tip on your tongue or whatever, because I do it, I know that when they do it, that's how they feel. So I feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's very empowering to women when they hear the words coming from me. And for me, when I do my dancehall songs, I think it makes women feel good and they're able to dance and be themselves and just to freely dance and enjoy themselves no matter who you are or where you're from. Once you hear the music, it makes you want to dance. So that's just how I look at it. Yeah, it's a very fun music apart from the sexual lyrics and the content that's inside of it. It makes you want to dance. So, yeah.
Okay. So this is your chance now to put your questions to the queen of the dancehall, Spice. So don't be shy. Where's the microphone?
Yeah, we need the roving mic.
Yeah.
Mic test 1 2 1 2. All right, big up yourself. Hello, good day, hola a todos. Spice. All right, my name is Josette. As you can hear from my accent, I'm a Yardie. I'm a Jamaican, and this is a very, when they told us about asking a question, for me, this is my question. So, first of all, I love you and what you've been doing to represent our culture worldwide. You have put Jamaica on the map as it relates to defending dancehall culture. But I want a little reflection from you. Remember that performance, the one at King's House? A lot of what you do spark a lot of debate, whether we like it or not, but it's good because I am a Jamaican, you are a Jamaican, and some of us, we like to accept only some part of what it means to be a Jamaican, and you've gone ahead and defended the dancehall culture, which is also a big part of the Jamaican culture. So some people saw Skin Out the Pum Pum at King's House as crossing the line, as according to them, King's House is like, an official space. It would be like, es como, estamos en la Casa del Rey, hay un sitio. That's what a lot of people would think. So my question to you, looking back, how do you view that moment, and what would you like to say to women worldwide who are going after, their dreams?
Thank you for the question. For most people who may not know what King's House is, I did a performance in Jamaica where there were like government officials and a few other people that was in the house. My song, which was one of the most popular at the time in Jamaica, still one of the most popular, so me like it. But in the earlier years... Why are you laughing? I'm sorry. He started laughing, so it threw me off. Yeah. My song at the time, which was the most popular in Jamaica, so me like it. I was called there to do my performance, and everybody know if you call Spice to perform, you know what you will get. Like yesterday, not to stray away from the topic. When I was coming to Rototom, people know it more for like a reggae festival. And so I was asking the question, do I clean up my performance? Do I not be myself? What do I do on stage? Do I change it up a little bit? Because Rototom is a reggae festival, and a lot of people don't know reggae and dancehall is two different things. So while we will have the Rasta singing the cultural songs, and I thought about it, and I sat to myself, and the answer that I had when I finished thinking about it, I said, I'm going to be me. Because if Rototom wanted another artist, they would have hired them. Thank you very much. There's so many diverse women, diverse songs, that there's so many people that they could have hired, but they hired Spice. And so everyone know who Spice come with. I'm not Grace Trillers, I don't sing gospel. And so everybody know if you hire me for a performance, I'm gonna pack the sheet in my suitcase. I mean, I have to roll out the sheet. The ramping strap have to go come out, I'm gonna sing it sang them. And so that's the answer that I got, and I went to Rototom and I did my performance. I be myself, and it was well received. That's what people know me for. Imagine if I went there and I took away the spice from the performance, how disappointed people would have felt. And so I went there and I just be myself. So to answer your question, when I went to the King's House, at the time, my So Me Like It song was the most popular song in Jamaica, and I did my performance in the song. I think the whole outrage didn't just come from the song choice. They said I was looking too sexy when I was on stage. So they said the dress that I wore, it was too sexy. It wasn't the song choice, because a lot of people who followed the story would have known that the song was also played in King's House, and there was also a performance that was done with the song from a carnival dance group in the song. So they chose the song to do other cultural performances. They came out with carnival costumes. There was dancing to Some Me Like It, and they also played the song in the audience as, you know, as a selection. So it wasn't just the song choice. They said I just looked too sexy to be on the stage while the Prime Minister was there or the government officials or whatever. So it was a big outrage. So again, it goes back to the point of the hypocrisy that is within our music, the sexism, the outrage, and I just feel like Jamaica is cut up in different class, and I feel like classism has a lot to do with it as well, where people kind of they look down on dancehall music, and I don't think they accept the fact that dancehall plays a big part of Jamaican culture, whether they like it or not. It brings a lot of tourists to Jamaica. People love the culture, and so I continue to fight for dancehall and its music and the space that it has for Jamaica. So while I'm sorry that that happened in King's House, I do not regret it, because it continues to show them up and to show, you know, that we definitely need to change and work together as a union, as a unit.
More questions? Yeah, there's some.
Yes, Spy, thanks for the wonderful performance last night, also to your team, to your dancers. Big up. I have also a serious question to you as a person, as Ms. Hamilton. What was on your mind when you crowned Vybz Kartel, who is a convicted murderer? So what is your personal perspective of that, to differentiate between the person, Adidja Palmer, a murderer convicted, and the dancehall artist? Is there a red line for you, and how we can change or how we can differ between the dancehall artist and the person?
I'm not sure if I understand your question, because I realize you repeated that Vybz Kartel is a convicted murderer, but if you were following his case as well, you would know why he was freed. You would have realized that his case was tampered with and that the evidence was not substantial and all of that if you were really following his case. So you keep repeating that he was a convicted murderer. So I'm not sure what the question is. If you want to ask it again so I can understand a little bit clearer.
Yeah, he was released because of juristic informalities, but not regarding the case itself. So
what is it you're asking?
I ask you as a person, and where's the red line for you as a person if you're going on the street and you see somebody who was killed? Sorry, I cannot really express my question because I'm not a non-native speaker, but it's confusing for me always in Jamaica that we rate the dancehall culture, but seeing the impacts in the society, the high rate of murder. I don't say that's because of dancehall. I just want to understand, to see a person who was 13 years in jail for a case he was convicted for by 10 Jamaicans after 64 days of trial.
So you're trying to ask me why do I still support him? Is that the question, or?
Yeah, maybe the loyalty you have for him. And
my loyalty is with him forever, and I'm loyal to a person who saved my life and my children's life and who fed my whole family, because the Ramping Shop fed my entire family. It fed a community. So as I told you before, when I got that song, I probably couldn't afford certain things, and neither could my family. So I'm loyal to a man who created a song that fed my entire family. Now, just to elaborate on what you're also asking, you know, I'm a Christian-minded woman, so I would have to answer in that way. And most of Jesus' disciples were robbers and thieves. If you know your Bible, I'm not sure how well you read it. You know, they were robbers and thieves as well. And so the fact that my Jesus that I worship was able to sit at a table with anyone, I do not have the capacity in my mind to discriminate against anyone. Vybz Kartel has done his time for 13 years. He has come out. And so to each his own. You have to learn to forgive. You have to learn to let go. Whether you have it in your mind that he did something or not, he's still a human. He's able to come out and say, you know, I'm a changed person. I'm moving on with my family. I'm doing this. And, you know, we all move on from whatever you think he did. You may think he did something. I can say he did not do it, but we're not here to testify and go back at each other. But I'm telling you that Vybz Kartel is a wonderful person. The person that I know, Adija Azim Palmer, is a wonderful person. He saved my entire family. He fed my family. And that's where my loyalty to a person stands for me when it comes on to Vybz Kartel himself.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think we've got time. We have time for 2 last questions. Yeah, we got one question at the back. Question at the back. Oh, yeah, maybe this is the last question, I'm told. Go ahead.
Hi, Spice. You're a huge role model, not just for me, but also for my daughter. She was 15 years old when she got up on stage with you. She went out to a concert of yours in my country, and she told me before she left the house, I'm going up on stage no matter what. I'm gonna somehow figure it out, I'm going up on stage. And she came back home the following morning and told me she did it. And from that moment, it gave her the confidence that she could do anything. This was 3 years ago, and in these 3 years, a lot has happened. I had to send her away from my country. We're from Israel, and unfortunately, I had to send her away so that way she wouldn't have to go enlist in the army. And I sent her to New York. She went and did everything she possibly could to start a career there as a dancehall dancer. And my question is, she basically has everything going against her. She's white, she's Israeli, she's 18. And as much as she had that confidence from that show of yours 3 years ago, it's not to back to square one, it's in minus now. And so with struggles that you've been through as a singer and a dancehall artist, what advice would you give to an 18-year-old girl that has all these struggles, that all she wants to do is be on stage and perform and give it her all? She's a beast. She's a beast, but a lot of people can't see through her skin color, her age, and where she comes from.
I definitely would tell her that she has her biggest motivation right there, because I like to use my haters to be my motivators. I would definitely tell her she has a lot to prove to them, and she should use that to motivate herself so that she can make those people who don't believe in her be the ones to come back and be ashamed that they didn't support her from day one. I would definitely tell her to pray, because I'm a prayerful woman, and I just believe that prayer conquers all. And I would tell her that smart work is definitely the key to make her a success. And she just continue and not listen to anyone, because my motto is good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good becomes better and your better becomes best. I would love to know her name. I would love to speak to her as well and let her know I'm listening out for her name. I am one of that person that people never believed in as well. People never even believed that I would even be sitting here right now. And just look at me. She can use me. I'm a living testimony that through God and prayer and hard work, smart work, that everything can become, like dreams can become a reality. I also never shared that I was once homeless, and so my slogan is from homeless to greatness. I lost my house to fire, lost everything, was walking and skipping from house to house, begging people to survive. And you know, I've just grown into such a mogul right now, and I just believe that if I can do it, I'm just a living testimony that anything and everything can be a reality. So I would encourage her to just believe in herself and just to be consistent, and it definitely can happen. Definitely. You know, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Queen of Dancehall, Spice. It was a great pleasure to have you here. Thanks so much for sharing your insights with us. I want to remind everybody tomorrow we're going to start quite early at 3:15 with the film The Harder